All right, Smash Bros. Wii U may be out November 21st. Wait and see.
Maybe 2015.
Yep.
November 21st.
Bet your friends steaks.
Let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Hey, listeners.
This is Noah Bench.
Noah we know Noah
He's a
Bench.
super fan of ours. Good friend of ours. Remember, you can always reach us at the email address, gamescoop@ign.com, just like Noah did. He says, my girlfriend and I got to talking about 3D platformers.
Ooh.
We loved games like Banjo Kazooie, Beyond Good and Evil, Spyro the Dragon. Banjo Kazooie is awesome.
Yeah, no, Banjo Kazooie is awesome. Young and Evil's not 3D.
Yeah.
You don't think that's 3D platformer?
No.
No.
Yeah, it is kind of
Actually,
weird, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, no one seems to make games like that anymore. What happened? That's his question.
Market changed. They stopped selling.
Now, first of all, just last year we got a phenomenal 3D platformer, Mario 3D World,
Destiny.
which you see here. But he's right.
Yeah.
They are very few and far between.
Yeah.
And even this one isn't really like the open 3D platformer like Mario 64 that I would really like.
Like exploration
Yeah.
platformers were a thing for like a short window of time and then went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that Kickstarter to bring them back, the Hat in Time.
Hat in Time, that got funded. We've recorded some videos. That game's great. The game's absolutely modeled after Banjo Kazooie and everything. I think the last great one was probably Psychonauts, maybe.
Well, that's been a long time.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
Not a good one on last-gen consoles.
Jesus, not that's coming to mind.
That's like a giant open world one. Like you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna. My inclination was
Psychonauts-
they Ratchet, but obviously that's not the same thing.
Was Psychonauts before or after Sunshine, Mario Sunshine?
After, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, because Psychonauts was a... it was after. It's like after Sunshine, before Galaxy.
It's like Sunshine was really good. But then Galaxy, and we're looking at 3D World right now. 3D World and 3D Land are obviously, I mean, it's sort of splitting hairs, but they do feel different. They don't have that like collecting element.
And they don't have that sense of you enter a world and you're just like, well, I can go in any direction.
Yeah, what do I want to do? Where do I
I
want to
guess I'll go this way and see what's going on.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, they sort of, it's their own, like it's the game creators' fault that they're gone because they did things like Donkey Kong 64. It just became
too
like
much.
way too much. Like they took it over the top and didn't really understand what it was that people liked about those games.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's the genres fall in and out of vogue. That's just what happens. I mean, now we have a ton more shooters than we did then. Now we have a ton more action games.
Well, and it sort of feels like the FPS was the thing forever, and now it sort of feels like maybe that's almost finally starting to wane. You know, as stuff like third-person action adventures seem to be kind of taking over.
Yeah. That was a bummer because I mean, those games you mentioned, Banjo Kazooie, one of my favorite games of all time. Mario World, Psychonauts. I adore those games, and I the original Jak and Daxter.
Precursors of Legacy.
Yeah,
Jak 1 is great.
Yeah, Jak was awesome.
What I think will happen, Noah and friends, is indie developers they're producing more and more impressive work all the time, right? Now, a game like an open world 3D platformer like Banjo Kazooie will take a lot more work to make than a 2D game like Shovel Knight, right? But they've got the 2D thing platforming down. There's no shortage of 2D platformers from indies. So I think eventually indie devs will be able to provide us with those types of games. Like, look what they are able to do now with games like Outlast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah, that's totally true.
I believe that they will have the capability to make a Banjo Kazooie type game in the not too distant future.
I'm excited.
They also, it's also just the age of developers. Like the reason that we see a billion Metroidvanias all over Steam made by indie developers is because kids that were influenced by those games have grown up and are now making games.
This is the point I want to make. Indie developers, the cool thing about them is that they make the games that they want to make. Whereas suppose if you work for EA, you make the game that you're assigned to and told to, right? So like, they grew up. I'm certain there are developers out there right now that grew up playing Banjo Kazooie, Mario 64. They want to make a game like that, and they will.
That's exciting.
But we're maybe like 5 years away from them being, having enough experience and being good enough to be able to really pull that off and execute on that.
Do you guys remember a year ago, 2 years ago, when there was all those rumors or the weird online flirting between Notch and Tim Schafer about Psychonauts 2?
Oh right, yeah,
but
he'd
not funding it.
Yeah,
he's got the money now.
Yeah.
He's not making
he had the money before.
Yeah, well now he's got a lot of the money.
That's what Tim Schafer tweeted. He's like, please don't bother Notch about Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
But he should, seriously.
But seriously,
Psychonauts
bother
2.
Notch about Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, Tim Schafer, everything he says is a joke. So this is clearly, it was a joke. Don't bother Notch.
Jokes and japes. Yeah.
Don't bother Notch, but please.
Please bother Notch.
Yeah.